Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I tell you what folks, this week on General Hospital had me glued to the screen like I haven't been in a long time. I was sitting there in my favorite chair with my coffee, thinking it was just another quiet afternoon in Port Charles, but boy, was I wrong. Those writers really turned up the heat. The big shocker for me was seeing Jen Sidwell, played by that fine actor Carlo Rota, completely lose it and shoot Lucas Jones 3 times. My heart nearly stopped. Lucas is such a good guy, you know? The kind of doctor who'd help anybody, no questions asked. But thank the good Lord he was wearing a vest. He survived that crazy attack, but it shook the whole town to its core. I was hollering at the TV, "Come on, Lucas, hang in there, son." What really got me was the twist with Cassius Faison. You remember him as Nathan West, right? Ryan Pavey does such a solid job with that character. He's working for Sidwell now, and they've got him taking care of the mess. Meanwhile, Sidwell himself managed to slip right out of police custody. Can you believe that? In a town like Port Charles, it feels like the bad guys just keep finding new ways to wiggle free. It reminds me of those old Western stories my grandpa used to tell. Justice is never simple. I kept wondering about that security video from Lucas's system. If Cassius destroys it like he's supposed to, then what? No proof? It's got me on the edge of my seat, worrying about what's coming next for everyone. There's something about these dangerous turns and shocking reveals that makes the show feel so real, even though we all know it's just a soap. It pulls at your heartstrings and gets you thinking about loyalty, betrayal, and how fast things can go sideways. This week's episodes were full of those sad goodbyes, risky moments, and jaw-dropping surprises, just like the preview said. I'm already looking forward to next week because I need to know how Lucas is doing and whether Sidwell gets what's coming to him. If you've been watching too, you know exactly what I mean. It's the kind of drama that keeps us coming back week after week. Man, I love this show. It never fails to give us something to talk about around here. I tell you what, this whole mess with Jen Sidwell just keeps getting thicker by the minute, and it's got me pacing around the living room wondering how it's all going to turn out. Poor Cassius, or Nathan as we knew him, is stuck right in the middle of it. He knows if he doesn't follow Sidwell's orders, that dangerous man is going to hurt Liesl Obrecht. Liesl's been through enough in her life, bless her heart. It just doesn't sit right with me watching good people get pulled into these dark corners. And then there's Ross Cullum, played by Andrew Hawkes. That man is furious about the chaos Sidwell stirred up. He and Sidwell are both trying to stay out of more legal trouble because they're knee-deep in that big cold fusion project they've been working on. You know, the kind of scientific dream that could change everything if it works. But with all this shooting and running from the law, it feels like they're risking the whole thing falling apart. What really tugs at me is how they're both counting on Liesl Obrecht to finish the work her daughter Britt Westbourne started. Britt was such a bright light on the show, and now her mama's carrying that heavy load. It's a tough ask, especially with Carly Spencer determined to tear the place apart, looking for her missing daughter, Jocelyn Jacks, over at Windermere. Carly's a fighter, we all know that, and when she's on a mission like this, nothing stops her. I'm sitting here rooting for Cassius to find some way to save Jens without anybody else getting hurt, but the pressure's mounting. It feels like one wrong move and everything could explode. These storylines really pull you in, don't they? They make you think about family, loyalty, and how far you'd go to protect the people you care about. Man, General Hospital sure knows how to keep an old fella like me hooked. I can't wait to see what happens next. My heart's with Liesl and Cassius on this one. I tell you what, this week on General Hospital really pulled at my heartstrings with that jewelry store clue. Jocelyn dropped a ring, and just like that, her mama Carly spotted it and realized her daughter had been right there. You know how it is with mothers. Nothing gets past them when their kids are in trouble. I was smiling and tearing up at the same time, thinking how much Carly has been through. Now it looks like Carly and maybe even Valentine Cassadine are heading straight to Windermere to rescue both Jocelyn and Liesl. Lord, I hope they get there in time. Those two ladies don't deserve any more pain. In the meantime, things are getting real messy on the Quartermain side of town. Brook Lynn is cooking up a plan to frame Willow Kane for that hit and run that hurt Jordan Ashford. I got to be honest with you, it doesn't sit easy with me. Brook Lynn knows she's the one who's really guilty, but she's desperate to push Willow out of the picture so she can save her marriage and keep little Phoebe. Family can make us do some complicated things, can it? I reckon she's going to need some serious backup. And who better to call on than Tracy Quartermain? That woman has been fixing problems for that family longer than most of us can remember. Jane Elliott plays her so sharp and strong, you can't help but respect her, even when she's stirring the pot. Watching Brook Lynn lean on Tracy feels like one of those classic old-school General Hospital moments where loyalty and secrets collide. It's all got me on the edge of my seat, folks. Between the rescues at Windermere and this sneaky scheme with Brook Lynn and Willow, my mind's spinning, wondering who's going to come out on top. These stories remind me how much we all fight for the people we love, even when the road gets rocky. Man, I can't wait to see what happens next. This show sure knows how to keep us coming back for more. I tell you what, Brooklyn Quartermain is really stirring up some dirty tricks this week, and it's got me shaking my head even while I can't look away. She's got Tracy wrapped around her little finger, and that woman will do just about anything for her granddaughter. But this time, I'm wondering if it's too low, even for Tracy. Framing Willow for that hit and run is pretty sneaky business. Will Tracy see it as just another way to protect the family, or maybe even a chance to get rid of Harrison Chase once and for all? Josh Swickard plays Chase with such heart, it hurts to think of him getting caught up in all this mess. You know how family loyalty runs deep on this show. Brook Lynn is fighting hard to save her marriage and hold on to little Phoebe, but these kinds of underhanded moves make me worry about what it'll cost everybody in the end. Tracy's always been a tough old bird, but even I'm hoping she thinks twice before going too far. On a different note, my heart felt a little lighter seeing Christina Corinthos Davis getting ready to head off to medical school at UCLA. Kate Mansi brings such warmth to her. Before she leaves, she's taking time to say her goodbyes, and those scenes really touched me. It's bittersweet watching the younger ones spread their wings while the town stays full of drama. Between Brook Lynn's sneaky plans and Christina's big goodbye, this week feels like a real mix of trouble and tender moments. I'm sitting here hoping things don't blow up too bad for Chase and Willow, but you never know in Port Charles. Man, this show sure keeps life interesting, doesn't it? I'll be right here watching every minute. I tell you what, folks, after watching everything unfold this week on General Hospital, I'm sitting here in my old recliner still buzzing from all the excitement. From those heart-stopping moments with Jen Sidwell shooting Lucas 3 times and Cassius being forced to clean up the mess, to the high-stakes pressure on Liesl Obrecht and that daring rescue mission Carly's leading at Windermere, it's been one emotional roller coaster after another. I keep thinking about how Carly spotted that ring Jocelyn dropped at the jewelry store. What a clever little clue. It gave this old heart some real hope that Mama Bear Carly and maybe even Valentine will get there in time to save both Jocelyn and Liesl. Those two women have been through enough already. And then there's the Quartermain drama that's got me shaking my head. Brook Lynn's dirty tricks to frame Willow for that hit and run on Jordan Ashford feel pretty low, even for her. She's desperate to protect her marriage and keep little Phoebe close. But I wonder if Tracy will go along with it all. Tracy's always been the one who'd do anything for family, but this might be crossing a line even she doesn't like. Will it give her a chance to push Harrison Chase out of the picture too? That boy's got such a good heart, it pains me to see him possibly caught in the middle. So if you've been watching along with me, you know how special these stories are. They make us laugh, cry, worry, and cheer all in the same hour. Grab your favorite chair, pour yourself something warm to drink, and settle in for General Hospital. From June 15 to 19, you don't want to miss a single minute of the action. Man, I love this show. It feels like catching up with old friends every single day. Can't wait to see what happens next week. My heart's right there with all of them in Port Charles. Take care, y'all, and I'll be back soon with more thoughts. God bless.